From freezing your butt off California, it's the Suzanne Summers Show. And here she is.
Thank you, my new producer. I decided today I would dress like a banana. I was just going to sing a song about bananas, and the song that came into my mind was, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, and I thought, no, I want to sing about bananas. So I have a banana song.
Do you know that I've Got a Lovely Bunch of Coconuts was Merle Griffin's biggest hit song when he was the band singer? He was the band singer with, was it Freddie Martin? Freddie Martin's band?
I don't know, but I love Merle Griffin. Merle Griffin has had dinner in this room almost as many times as my family's had dinner in this room. When I wanted to give up, hello everybody. Hi Caroline. It's our makeup show today. Today's our makeup show and my makeup tutorial without the intruder. We moved inside just so there's no possibility of intruder guy.
So you're gonna
no intruder would be out tonight.
Are you putting on makeup tonight and doing?
I already put it on.
Oh, so this is not a demo.
Well, I'm just looking at.
I think you should do some demo. People like it when you do that.
I know, but I'm looking at this. This is Honey Glow, the lipstick I have on, and I've got caramelized peach under it, so I put them both out here tonight. You can't, this is like putting on...
Honey Glow.
Oh, the greatest lip balm ever, and then it has this beautiful color in it. So anyway, I was talking about Merle Griffin.
Yeah. And
when I wanted to give a party up here, which I love giving parties, and we have an amphitheater. Doesn't everybody? Me, who grew up, Ducky Mahoney's daughter, who put cases of beer onto a boxcar for a living, I live in a home with an amphitheater. God bless America. You know, I had a dream, and I'm living my dream, and it's so wonderful. I believe in manifesting your dreams, and thoughts create. Thoughts, I guess you could put thoughts into the category of prayer. All thought creates. And I told you about this book I ordered 2 days ago. I'm waiting for it. And it's a brain guy, a brain doctor. And the name of the book is Your Brain Believes Everything You Tell It. And it's so true. You program it for good, you get good. You program it for bad, you get bad. You program it for worry, you get worry. So
It's stupid.
It's true.
It's stupid.
And you've always been like that.
Right.
This is just the way you are.
No, I've always said don't listen to your intellect, listen to your instincts, because your instincts never lie.
Yeah.
Your intellect always lies.
So I guess instincts, brain, it's the same thing. And this year, you have to find the good in all negatives, and as you know, and those of you who are just coming in for the first time, I've been on my back for most of this year because I broke my neck and I broke my back. And then it turns out I cracked my teeth. So I've got neck, upper spine, and dental to deal with. It's okay, Because the doctor told me with the kind of fall that I had, the accident I had, that I was this far away from becoming a complete quadriplegic. Can you imagine? And so I wake up every day so grateful for the fact that I'm awake and I'm walking and I'm happy and I have love and I have love thoughts. So I just think love all the time. Love, love, love. What's that Aretha Franklin? I love, 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 love.
By the way, there's a great documentary. I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen the trailer about Aretha Franklin.
Yeah.
And
I watched it.
Oh, you did? How was it? When I was living in Windsor and Detroit in the 50s, that's when Aretha was. I used to go to the gospel churches, and I went to Temple Baptist, and I went to Bethel Baptist. I'm not sure which church she sang at, but I think her dad was the pastor. And I'll tell you, when she sang, tears came. Even if you
these are talents that are once in a millennium, we get these people that, there are some people who are not replaceable. And she, I would say, falls into that category. Was she who we had on our special, or was that?
No.
Oh, that was Gladys Knight,
Yeah.
who is in her own category.
Right.
I love Gladys Knight. Sweetest woman I've ever worked with, and she brought with her the pips, you know.
I think that stuff is on YouTube.
Oh gosh, it's so good. And I was dressed as a chicken.
That's right.
Yeah.
Same color, what you're wearing
Right.
tonight.
I want to tell Michael something. This is like, you're going to now see the workings.
Hi, Michael.
You
You're on
know the
television.
guacamole? I don't like the spicy stuff.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, folks. We'll be back in a minute. Okay.
Thanks so much for everything.
Okay, we're just dealing with some domestic things here
You know,
right
you
now.
want to come in later?
But we'll be back very shortly, so just stick with us. Okay, well, we're back.
I know, I'm so sorry.
It's so funny. I don't like my guacamole spicy either. I like my salsa separately.
Me too. And the guacamole he's been making is like, you take one chip's worth and you go, whoa! Well, and that is not a pleasant mouth experience. Now, back to Merv Griffin. The sweetest, funniest, my Irish friend, Suzanne Mahoney, Merv Griffin, and we're like one town apart on the peninsula in Northern California. Just wait 1 second, Alan. And when I wanted to give one of my great parties up here, which one night I'll show you pictures from, just a couple of these great parties I've given up here, I would start with Merv Griffin. Are you available on this night? If he wasn't, I would pick the night according to his availability. And then I would invite around him. I would start with Merv Griffin. If you start with Merv Griffin for your party, you're going to have a great party. And the greatest party that ever started with Merv Griffin was when Robert Goulet came, Jack Jones, Susan Anton, Keely Smith, who sang that old Black Magic, Michael Feinstein, Barry Manilow, Suzanne Summers. Who else performed that night? It was so, and Merv, just impromptu, when you, with really incredible entertainers, people who do this for a living, they just jump up on stage and they take charge. And Merv just jumped up on stage and took charge as the MC of the evening. You couldn't hire Merv Griffin to MC your evening, so it's great. And that is an era I hope isn't gone, but it's certainly gone right now. Because the kind of show that I do in Vegas and when I'm out on the road now, not in the beginning. In the beginning, I did the 12 dancers, 36-piece orchestra. I did all that, and 12 costume changes and all that. And then AIDS came, and I lost all these boys. Oh, you know when you travel with a group, and you know this too, Alan. You just, they become a family, and you love them. I was their mother, even though I was in my late 20s. I loved them all. And one by one, my dancers started dying from this disease we'd never heard of called AIDS. And at one point I said to Alan, I can't do this anymore. I can't go to any more funerals. I can't do this anymore. And so that's when I changed my act. And one of the great shows many times I've seen that I loved and still love to this day, I think the greatest show ever is Frank Sinatra's show. It's Frank, his band. Frank ad-libs through the whole thing and sings the songs you love to listen to Frank sing. And that's what I changed my act to at the Westgate, even at the end of the Hilton, at the Desert Inn. At Caesar's Palace, I was still doing a production act. I remember Joan Rivers and I were co-headlining, and Joan would sit in her dressing room, because she went on second, and knit with glasses. She would sit getting ready for the show and knit, I don't know, sweaters, scarves, I don't know. And then we'd meet on stage, and then she'd go on and I'd go off. I've had a wonderful, wonderful time, and what I've done in my career, and you've stayed with me, is I just keep reinventing. When I hit the wall here, I go there. When I hit the wall there, I go there. When I hit the wall there, I go there. And I think in life that's what you have to do. Nothing lasts forever. And what I realize now in my
Hold it.
no, you and I last forever.
Okay.
I will stay with you after I'm dead.
Okay.
I will stay with you. What I realize, what aging has taught me is that aging about chapters. And think about all the chapters you've been through. Think about it. I'm now am I in my 7th chapter? I never know if I'm in the 7th or entering the 8th chapter.
Decade, you mean?
Yeah,
Or chapter?
I don't know.
Could be a chapter.
Okay, this is my chapter. Right now, in my 70s, I'm in a new chapter. And I think different. I think different now. My sister told me today that she's smarter than anybody she knows, because she's a chapter ahead of me. That's my sister. I hope you're watching, Maureen. But she's pretty wise, and we get wiser, and we start getting wise in our 50s, and then we get a little wiser in our 60s. We get a little more wise in our 70s, and my sister's telling me she's getting wiser in her 80s. So whatever chapter you are in, embrace it, and allow that wisdom of this chapter of your life to permeate your brain, and then go with it. And it might tell you to go this way. It might tell you to go that way. Right now, what my chapter has told me is I have this incredible opportunity with all of you in these 3 shows that we do every week to present to you my passion. And my passion is that we are under the greatest, I know, I've said this before, the greatest environmental assault in the history of humanity. We are bombarded by chemicals, genetically modified food, chemicals in our skincare, hair care, household cleaning products. I have been able to change our life to a totally chemical-free, toxic-free life. And we had our heart doctor appointment this week, telemedicine, which is kind of cool. I never
Love
got
that.
to
That's so
Whittier,
great.
where he is. This is Dr. Howard Elkin, who's my kind of heart doctor, trained by Dr. Sinatra, who I think is so fantastic. And Alan, every one of Alan's numbers, 84 years old, perfect. Green is the color on the Berkeley Heart Lab blood test they took. And he said, I'm seeing a lot of green in both of you. So Alan's first 3 pages were mostly green, mine were mostly green, everything. And I thought, there's a payoff to taking good care of yourself. And my inflammation levels, there's a test you can take to determine the inflammation in your body. And inflammation is what gets us. Inflammation is where everything comes from. You take a test called HSCRP, highly sensitive C-reactive protein. You want it to be between 0.1, 0.5. That's where both Alan and I were, and he's 84 and I'm 74. Isn't that incredible? That's because I know, because of what I'm going to tell you about right now. Makeup. You wear makeup. You're going to wear it every day, aren't you? Right? How about wearing makeup that will not in any way harm you? Toxic-free makeup, organic makeup. Our flawless finish, which I have on a makeup base, is good for you. If you wanted to go to bed with your makeup on, don't. But if you do, it won't harm you. It's just when you go to bed with makeup on because you didn't clean your face the night before, your face just feels greedy.
Oh, I like it when you wake up after.
He does. He
taking-
likes
oh,
it's
yeah.
like that he was out.
I look
dating
over
some
and I
skanky
think,
girl. Right.
Well, hi there. Who are you?
I did fall asleep with my mascara on last night because I honestly, Alan, I looked in the mirror before I got into bed and I went, "You're looking good, Suzanne." And I brought my makeup remover to my side of the bed, but I never reached over and took it off. And this morning I woke up thinking, "Why do my eyes feel heavy and greedy?" And that's because I didn't take off my makeup.
Skanky.
Yeah, skanky. You like skanky.
Skanky.
You're like.
And also,
Yeah, right.
I can't remember this woman's name, okay?
Just for a second, can you check in Suzanne the other earbud? Because some people
Oh,
are having.
I had heard this turn on
It's
too.
the same with always you guys if you're having issues hearing. Some people can hear mine. Other
Let's
people
try.
can't hear. It's a
Give me the
fixed
other one.
issue. Suzanne is wearing a mic.
See, I am.
To see if maybe the other one works better than what she has in. But this is always a problem for some and not for others. So we apologize.
But Rusty just sent us the new mics. Do we have the new mics yet, Al?
We do.
Oh, we have them. Rusty, if you're watching, I know you are. We need now to have our Zoom so we
Okay,
know how
good.
to install them.
We're gonna do an audio test right
All right, now, the old hearing,
now. You put both of
We're
them.
just talking about while you're getting set up. If you guys are new to Suzanne's brand, Suzanne's cosmetics are organic. Her lead doesn't have any lipstick in it. Her powders don't have any petroleum.
I didn't hear anything here.
Her foundation, as she was just talking about, is one of our number one selling products.
Yeah.
So well. And it's got such a beautiful color. It really blends with your skin tone. And it's minerals. So there's no artificial color or fragrance in any of her products.
I agree.
Yeah, you don't even know what she said.
I do.
Oh, okay. I had a lot of physical therapy today, a lot of physical therapy on my neck. So things are good. Okay, I'm looking at all our makeup.
Okay, so that was helping, Suzanne. Having that other mic in is helping. So thank you.
Okay. I can't hear anything because I feel like I've got socks in my ears, but I don't, whatever you girls need, it's okay. Okay, look at all the, I wore my banana suit today because it matched the boxes. See our boxes? All right. And
You do. You look like the brand.
I'm the brand. I'm the brand. Um, well, am I proud of our makeup? I think that I can do any version of makeup on my face as a professional on-camera person, from the natural look all the way to like full out drag. And so I'm somewhere in the middle today. I put on shadow. I'm so glad we have this back. Here is our shimmer shadow. I put a little of this here right in the center of my eye, like that. And then I took my makeup brush and I kind of did all three of these shadings. And then I brought it up here, down my nose on either side, and then in the crease all the way over, all right? And then shading up the corner. And that creates that mystery, okay? So you're going to want that. We haven't had that shimmer quad for a while.
Yeah, this is called the golden. Yeah, this is called the golden shimmer
Yeah,
eyeshadow.
yeah,
Quad.
yeah. Okay, so we got that. And then if you don't buy anything else in my makeup, is this yeah. Here's the concealer. This is the dark. We have it in dark and light. Get both. Get both. Because I use this all the way out here. This is how I highlight. You got to highlight through here. This is the dark, so I'm just going to like pretend I'm doing, because I usually do my highlight, which I did tonight with the light. You put it under your eye, all the way over, all the way to the outer edge of your eye. You take some more, put it down the side of your nose, and then you bring it out to your cheek here. What does that do? The light hits it here and creates a high cheekbone. It does. It does. And it's organic. It's good for you. Okay. But the first thing I do is I put on my Flawless Finish makeup. I want to read to you what's in this because it's okay. Most makeup is bad for you. This, it comes in porcelain light, natural sand, honey, medium, and dark bronze. Believe it or not, I wear dark bronze because I live in Southern California and everybody here is tan except me. I'm the Irish person here. Okay. Most foundations coat the skin with artificial dyes and fragrance. This doesn't. This, we have aloe leaf juice, jojoba, and grapeseed oils in the Flawless Finish. The skin is left flawless with a smooth velvet touch and simply glowing. But what that means is when you put this on, it sort of drops into the pores and it kind of smooths it out and creates this flawless finish. That's how we named it. And I love it. I don't need to wear makeup base every day, but this is so benign in that it makes your skin look so beautiful that even if I'm not going to wear lipstick or eyeshadow or eyebrow pencil or anything, I like to put this on because it sort of just smooths it all out. It goes into the pores, but what it fills the pores with is good stuff. Good stuff. Imagine a makeup
It
that's
really
good for you.
blends with your skin tone too. You know, it
Yeah,
doesn't sit on top of your skin.
she's right.
It blends in with your skin tone. So even though Suzanne only has 4 colors, they there's a lot of it'll match a range of colors within it.
I think the fact that I wear the dark bronze, even though that I am not dark and I am not bronze, is because then I do all the highlighting with the concealer pot. And this is dark, but let me see, is there a light one here? Yeah, can you open this one, Alan? And I'll show you the difference between the two. I honestly feel you want them both because I get a couple of dark spots on the sides of my cheeks, but not many because of the brightening serum that we have. And that's not in this line up here, but go online and get it. The brightening serum. My friend from China, Yusai Khan, she's head of L'Oreal in China, and it's a good brand, but it's got stuff in it. But one of her biggest sellers is their brightening serum because Asian women like to have porcelain skin. We have do you have it open?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll bring them with you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Here's the dark, and I'm going to hold up the light so you see that they're different.
Okay, well, first of all, before
Yeah.
you hold up the
Oh,
light,
something's going to happen.
our
I know.
packaging is so good.
Yeah.
Okay,
But you
it's
can't get
so
it open?
good, okay, that in order for me to get this little
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
this is the light,
What
right?
happened?
Okay,
You had
this
to
is
rip
what
it.
this is what the package looks
He's
like.
Mikey. Thanks, Mikey.
Huh?
Okay, now open this up.
I know
Oh,
it only has that one little sticker, but
I know.
man,
I know. Okay, can you do that? I actually, right, because of the numbness in my
okay.
face. Okay, all right. Do you see the difference? It's not much. Here's light and here's dark. And you might want both, I think, because sometimes you blend them together. The dark for me, I've got these two spots here, and I put that on there because if I put the light, it would like magnify. But this is my baby. This is, I am embarrassed and ashamed to admit that if I wake up in the middle of the night and I look in the mirror, and I go, and I highlight because when Alan wakes up in the morning and he looks over at me, I look so darn young because my face is already uh, professionally
well,
lit.
Goracha
Yeah.
said, I have all your makeup, and my daughter, who is an esthetician, says my skin has never looked so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Because you're not putting crap on your face. We're all going to wear makeup, but and I have to say that originally, when we started in makeup, if our makeup wasn't as good as the chemical stuff, I'm a woman just like you. I go, nah, that's great, but I'm going to stay with my chemical stuff and Caroline knows, I would just push and push and push until we went, you hit it. You hit it. That's it. That's how we got with the shampoo. Remember how many incarnations we went through with the shampoo? And I go, nah.
Yeah.
And then one day I washed my hair with our shampoo and I called Caroline. I said, this is it. She goes, yeah, it's got the slip, doesn't it? I said, yeah, it was great. Great. Really great.
Trula Sager said, I love that flawless liquid makeup. It
Mm.
pops out and it's so soft and it's just the right coverage. And again, Suzanne's using minerals. She's using products that come from nature. And in the base of her products, she uses a ton of antioxidants
Yep.
because rather than using water, it's like this concentrated fruit juice blend. So you're also giving your skin all those antioxidants. And that's why her products are actually good for you.
Antioxidants, can I be boring? Antioxidants are the good guys. Free radicals are the bad guys. Free radicals come in to our bodies through the air we breathe, through the crap we put on our skin that has chemicals, through the food we eat that has pesticides or genetically modified. Okay. Um, Antioxidants come in, and this is Suzanne speak, and eat free radicals. What you want to do is detox your body of as many free radicals as you can. That was always the basis behind the great Dr. Gonzalez, who I will miss forever. He's up there with Merv. I love you two men. And he was all about detox. He was a cancer doctor. Detox the body and feed it right. Detox, feed it right. And so with this makeup, there's no detoxification necessary because it's clean, it's pure. The makeup that you put on is flawless. How about looking beautiful without endangering yourself? And so that's why we're so proud of this.
I think it would be great
What would be great?
if we also focus this on young girls, young ladies,
Mm,
because they're all into not all, but most are into makeup, and they really get it because there are so many other young ladies doing demos. But I don't think any of them are selling organic, toxic free. And
well, they just need educating.
that would save their skin.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have to deal
It's
with.
so hard when you're that young, Ellen, because when you look in the mirror, you're perfect and you don't even know what perfect is because it's just the way it is.
But you know what? Most young ladies don't know they're perfect. Okay?
Talk about it.
Did you know
Yeah,
you were
exactly.
perfect? You didn't know you were perfect.
No, no,
I knew you were perfect.
I didn't. I was so hard on myself. Were you hard on yourself, Caroline?
Oh yeah.
Were you?
I mean, we're raised with, we're surrounded with this expectation of beauty that is unattainable, and so even the most beautiful girls don't think they're pretty enough. And
Mm.
now it's worse than ever with social media. So if you can do something that's natural and makes you feel good, and this makes your skin just look like you but better. The blush actually looks like you're blushing, not like you have something cakey on your face.
Right,
The lipsticks have no
right.
lead in them. I mean, this is where Suzanne's just giving you something that just makes you look better, but it's also better for you.
And my gift to all of you who are anywhere near my age is I just want you to know it ain't over. It ain't over. If you go on bioidentical hormones, so you get your hormones right, you get your nutrients and minerals right, and then you use organic skincare, hair care, you clean your house with organic, non-toxic products, you can't imagine how that will slow down accelerated aging. And that's what aging, as I said in my most recent book, A New Way to Age. Aging is about worn out parts. And so you got to listen to the language of the body, and the body will tell you through itching or stringy hair or wrinkling or no sex drive or hot and sweaty or whatever the things are. That's your body saying you're missing something. And when you feel any of these things, that's when it's time. Go to my website. The Life Extension Foundation will test you for hormones at probably the most decent rates that anybody I know out there. They're such a profound organization. And find out where your levels are. Because what you want to do is be in the perfect ranges. And so it's not just that you need estrogen, you also need testosterone, but you need them in the right ranges. Women need more estrogen than testosterone. Men need more testosterone than estrogen. But as we age, what happens to men is they start declining in testosterone. So they get sloping shoulders and they get belly fat and grumpy. And pretty soon they're making more estrogen than testosterone. And that's why old men, isn't this interesting, have little high voices and man boobs. And then the problems start happening. This is not a good ratio for a man. For a woman, we want our estrogen to be higher than our testosterone. But as we age and we have all these things, itchy, bitchy, sleepy, sweaty, bloated, forgetful, and all dried up, the estrogen starts to drop. And as the language of the body keeps talking to us, pretty soon your estrogen is lower than your testosterone. I'm old enough to remember an actress by the name of Lauren Bacall, and she talked down there like that. And when you hear women with those deep voices, that's because of this. They're making more testosterone than estrogen. This confuses the body. You don't ever want to do anything that confuses the body. So any of you who are interested in the whole hormonal system, I think the best book that I've written about hormones, I've written many that I'm proud of. All of you pick up any of them. The most recent is always the most up to date. The most recent I wrote is I'm Too Young for This. I wrote that to target the perimenopausal women, women Caroline's age, who don't think there's anything wrong with them. And so they say, I'm too young for that. What I found was that was my worst selling book because the women Caroline's age thought they were too young for it. Really, they weren't. But go back to that book because it's still out there. Yeah, I guess you can go to my website and get it if you want. And it is the most up to date. It's, when I want to turn someone on to hormone replacement, that's the book I give them regardless of their age.
By the way,
Yes.
just reminded me.
What?
If anybody buys anything,
Yeah.
anytime,
Yeah.
on SuzanneSummers.com,
Yeah.
we send them one of your books.
We do?
Absolutely.
I didn't even know that.
26.
Their choice?
20, pardon me?
Their choice
No,
of.
it's not a choice. Like
Oh.
I think right now it's bombshell, or I think it's bombshell. Jason, can you tell me which one it is? So you get the option.
Bombshell was one of my greatest books. God. Yeah, I made one mistake. I should have called it Bombshells. I was playing on how I looked at that time, bombshell, and isn't this great? Bombshells is more accurate. That each doctor, scientist, professional in that I interviewed in this book gave us another bombshell that we went, oh my God, I didn't know that. There's so much to know. And we're not going to find it from our regular doctors, but don't eschew those regular doctors because they spend a lot of time becoming them. It's just that medical school doesn't teach them anything outside of the allopathic box. Allopathic meaning, here's my problem, doctor. And the doctor said, here's the drug for that problem. That's allopathics. What I practice is mostly alternative, but like what I've gone through this year with the issues with my neck and back and jaw and all this stuff is integrative. When you need drugs, you need them. They're a godsend. I never pushed drugs, but I needed them this year. I could not have gotten through the pain of a broken neck and a broken spine without it. And thank you, God. Are you coming over here, Al?
Well,
Hey,
apparently we
oh, are you
have
on your way over there? Okay.
apparently we have a technical issue.
What is it?
That is there's always an
Yeah.
upside to a
Yeah.
downside and
Yeah.
vice
Yeah.
versa.
What?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the upside is
Uh-huh.
people can hear you perfectly.
Oh, good.
Okay. The downside is they can't hear me. Now where would you find that in music? There are a lot
It's
of
so hard to
people.
turn off, Al, isn't it,
There are a lot
Caroline?
of people who are saying that's the greatest thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
We girls are going,
Yeah.
Take one out.
yeah. What?
What?
Caroline?
Some people said Suzanne got too loud.
Right.
Oh. Do you
So
want one
check
of
out
them?
one of those things.
Okay,
I was
this
like,
is
well,
the,
turn it down because there's so much
there you
music
go.
out here.
I
All right.
I
I'm
have
only
my
a
own,
one
I
or
have
a
my
a
own
one up.
iPod here.
Okay.
No.
I paid $250.
Alan can't hear you.
In
Okay.
other words,
Hear you.
what?
They don't really want to hear you. They want to hear me.
I think, Suzanne, you should leave both in, and Alan, you should stay near her, and Mike will pick you up and move
And
the
can
phone
you
near Suzanne,
top that?
and then we'll be able to hear
Okay.
everything.
All right.
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
Just
top
stay with her.
I'll top this,
Top it. Yeah.
and then I'll come
Do you know what
back.
I made you for dinner tonight? Hmm?
Let's see. Mountain lion. No.
I made you.
If we ever go hungry here,
We'll never go
we've
hungry.
got that herd of bighorn sheep out there.
No.
Okay.
No.
And now the little babies are.
I mean, there's, God, people are not having enough food right now. I take
Why don't
such joy
we should hit
in
it.
making you dinner every night. And tonight, go do that.
Okay.
I made him, and Caroline's had this
The
a
way I
jillion
know
times.
when she said,
He
"Go do
does.
that,"
He
I
does.
was gonna go do that.
Go do that. I make a incredible roast chicken dinner. I just do. I can do it in my sleep. I know exactly. Tonight's a roast chicken dinner that has been brushed with an olive oil and turmeric powder base, and so that it's all golden. And with that turmeric that you mix with olive oil, which makes this chicken like healthy medicine, because turmeric is a powerful anti-inflammatory. Then the juices it makes on the bottom of the pan are to die for. I remember in more than one of my books, I interviewed an incredible doctor from Pakistan, Dr. Khalid Mahmood. And he said, I'm from a third world country, and we have much less cancer in our country than you do in yours. And I said, what's that about? He said, well, we nurse our children longer than you do in America. We nurse for a minimum of 4 years, he said, which not only protects the mother, but it protects the child later on in life from breast cancer. I think you nursed for about 4 years, Caroline. You nursed for a long time, and that was a
3 years, yeah.
great gift,
3 years.
to them. And he said, and also it's the spices we use. He said, like we use spices you don't generally use in America, like turmeric. And he said, turmeric is one of the most powerful antioxidants provided by nature. He said, we use cumin and garam masala and all those wonderful Indian spices. So one of the things I want to make for you in an upcoming cooking show is something I call butter chicken. And butter chicken has no butter in it. It's cooked in coconut oil and all these great spices, great spices. And then it's served with cauliflower rice. How'd you like that dinner with the cauliflower rice?
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I saved the leftovers to have for breakfast.
yeah. I want to make that for all of you so you can see how easy it is. And maybe it's the healthiest meal you could serve to yourself and your family, I think, with all that coconut oil. And in coconut oil is the medium chain triglycerides, which I could write a book about that. And then the cauliflower rice, all you do with cauliflower rice is you take a cauliflower, wash it, move all the green and the veins and everything, put it in your Cuisinart, blah, 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 until it becomes kind of the consistency of rice. Put some coconut oil in a fry pan, throw the cauliflower in there for about 2 to 3 minutes with some salt. You can't even imagine. And then you put this great chicken thighs with all this sauce on it that made from coconut milk. It is really,
Yeah, the gravy on the rice.
yeah, it's not good. It's great, just great. And I love when I'm eating something that's the meals I call delicious medicine, like what we're having tonight with the olive oil and the turmeric. It's delicious
Well,
medicine.
and also this is what you've done in your makeup. You've taken things like coconut oil, which
Yep.
you eat
Yeah.
because it's good for you.
Yeah.
She also puts it in the makeup.
Yeah.
So, that beautiful powder that you see in front of her is pressed with coconut oil. It's not pressed with petroleum like most powders are, so there's no plastic in it.
Do we even need to
And
say
look at
that?
these beautiful lipsticks. She has no lead in the lipstick. They
How
banned
about that?
lead in our food supply many years ago, but they didn't ban it in cosmetics. So you're still allowed to use dangerous dyes and lead and things that should not be in our makeup because,
So,
as Suzanne has taught us, they absorb into our body. So she's found ways around that. The colors are from berries and cranberries and oranges, and she uses things like coconut oil. And they're beautiful products, and you're going to love the way you look, and you're going to feel better about it too.
do you know how this all started for me? When I first moved to Los Angeles, Alan was partners with Dick Clark, the Dick Clark, and Dick Clark's girlfriend at the time was Carrie Clark, who became his wife, and we all got married around the same time. We were great friends. And Carrie, who had been living in Los Angeles, she's from North Dakota. That's how she would say it. She's coming next week, by the way. I'm so glad about that. And and she and she told me about a facialist, this Eastern European lady who she was just her in her little chair, and she made her own cosmetics. Her name was Annie Steinbach, and she made everything from vegetables. Yeah.
Since I know this story,
You going somewhere?
I'm going. Half the people watching
Yeah,
don't want to hear from me anyway.
they do.
So the fact,
They
no,
do.
it's okay. So
You have a new jacket on tonight. This is
I
cute.
do.
They do. We had a lot of people saying we need to hear Alan, and other people saying, no, then we can't hear Suzanne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to them, Alan. Tell them about Annie Steinbach.
Well, I actually watched her one day, doing her stuff with you. And it was great. She made her cosmetics, from fresh fruit and vegetables.
Cucumbers and
But you know what? Our friend Paul Schulich created a line of supplements that is
called New Chapter.
New
Yeah.
Chapter. It's top of the line in Whole Foods, etc.
And his passion, because he had a little girl at 5 years old, developed brain cancer. And as a scientist himself, he knew that when he went allopathic, that they didn't have an answer. All they were going to do is pump her with poison with no backup plan. And so he started his business and he saved his daughter's life. She's alive today and she has her own
Right.
children and
No,
family.
but the reason he became our friend, I was at Whole Foods. Actually, I think it was before Whole Foods when it was Mrs. Gooch. Anyway, one of them. And there was a woman there demonstrating, pardon me, a line of natural, organic, fresh
Yeah.
cosmetics called Jeremy Rose, the name of his two children. And I looked at it and I tried it, and I called the company. I said, "Who's the president?" And they put Paul Schulich on.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
brilliant. And also, one of the things we're always having problems, most people have problems at one time or another with inflammation.
The
So,
big one.
yeah, Paul invented something called Zyplamend,
Right.
and would had amazing claims. And I think it was Columbia Medical School financed a study themselves, and they verified everything that Paul
But of
claimed.
course, we don't sell that.
No,
That's,
no, we don't sell it
yeah.
at all.
So good for Paul that you're selling his product
Yeah.
right now.
And the cosmetics line that he sold, I'm just going to wrap up here because I got to read you a great comment,
Uh-huh.
is also not for sale anymore, but Suzanne's line is.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Lynn Ellsbury Ferrante said, petroleum is everywhere. I love the lipsticks and the fat tube of blush. She's talking about the multi-stick if you want to grab it. It's so easy and it looks natural.
Let me put it on Al. Al lets me do anything to him. What can I?
So
Okay.
the multi-stick that Lynn is talking about here is for cheeks, lips, and eyes. It's like this beautiful, shimmery. You can use it as a blush. You can use it as a highlighter. And the color is called Sunrise. I love this product. This is like kind of how you get sun-kissed. And
See how
Suzanne uses
see how he
minerals to
looks?
make this. It comes on really creamy.
No, but Al has no makeup on, and I just put it on his cheeks and a little on his lips, and it actually looks really good. You might
Really?
consider wearing this.
Okay.
It's glowy, yeah.
Yeah, it's a healthy glow. It's a healthy glow.
Wow.
Yeah. I love this. Just look at the color.
I love it now
Don't
too.
you want this color? This color is such a turn on.
What's the color?
I don't know. I can't.
It's called Sunrise.
Yeah. Okay. So now, but
And
that's
again, everything is 25% off in cosmetics tonight, and the promo code is PRETTY25.
pretty. And that's not all.
PRETTY25.
Okay. So mascara. Um, our mascara doesn't have glue in it. Do I need to say that? It's just that the reason you have trouble getting your mascara off at night, it's because of the glue, and that pulls out your eyelashes. But when you're a chemical mascara maker, it's a great product to put glue in it because then it stays and it thickens and it makes your lashes look thicker and longer. But we found a way of doing natural mascara, and well, I've got it on right now.
And this, you just have to just be a little patient with it.
Yeah,
Put it on.
this is probably
It goes on
the
a little wet because it doesn't have that
the
glue.
third layer I've had. Yeah, it doesn't have glue. Can you hold that for a minute? I want to see what it does have
Would
in
you
it.
hold this for a moment?
Okay. Multi-stick, natural blush,
You know,
right?
whenever I watch you putting on makeup, I hear jungle drums. It's like we've discovered some tribe in the
I
Amazon.
can't help it. I love makeup. I love
Okay.
makeup since I was my sister's
No, but
little
think how,
sister.
think how primitive
Okay,
it is.
this is lengthening mascara.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. It's got aloe and cocoa butter. And all you have to remember is put the first coat on, think about a couple of things for a minute or so, then put another layer on, then think about a couple of things for another couple of minutes, then just keep putting on layers until you get the desired effect. I don't know how many coats I have on today. I think 4, but they look good. I don't wear false eyelashes.
And the color comes from minerals. The color comes from minerals. It's a smooth.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a smooth thing. It's not a cakey mascara.
Mm-mm. Okay, but that's not all. All right, so now we have bronzing powder, desert shimmer. So this is what you can use to shade and create. Now you put your concealer here, right, to create the light on the top of your cheekbones. Now you put your desert shimmer under here, all the way up, all the way around, all the way down, then down here and across the jawline. And if your neckline requires, then bring it down on your neck so you have all the same color. It's the perfect color. It's perfect. And there's nothing harmful in it. It's just good for you powders. I'm making my little display here kind of not so attractive. But that's not all. Now you're going to need some blush, aren't you? How about caramelized peach? We have every color that we make in the lipsticks, but this is what I have on tonight is the caramelized peach underneath my, so I've got the highlighter light, I've got the desert shimmer, and then I've got the blush on my cheeks. Sometimes my mistake I make in makeup is I put on too much blush. I don't know. You get addicted to having color on your cheeks and it makes you look, I mean, look, that's probably on camera doesn't look good, but here in person, man, do I look good.
No, but it does. There's something about your hair, and then I don't know. It all looks good on you.
Yeah. All right. And so then if you like loose powder, we've got the matte finish mineral powder. This is in a honey color. And I'll never be able to pull that off. But anyway,
Yeah. So Suzanne she has two different powders.
yeah,
One is in a
thank
compact,
you.
and it's a pressed powder, and this one that she's holding here is just a loose, translucent powder that you use with a brush.
And there are times when that's what you want. When you've done all the shading and everything, then you want to take your brush and tap it into the loose powder thing here and then go all over it and then take the brush and just sort of wipe it all off and it just kind of sets everything. And that's what the pros do. The pros don't use compacted powder. They use the loose powder. This is what, if you went to if you're in a makeup trailer for a movie or a TV set, this is what they would use. Okay, so we got that. We talked about the quad. You just have to get that because do you ever get irritated and red and scratchy and everything? That's because your shadows have, chemicals in it. Well, you won't get any of that with this. I take my brush and on the darkest one and I line my eyes with it. So I love that. And then I believe the last thing that we haven't talked about is the lipstick. Here is Honey Glow, and here is Dreamy Caramelized Peach. Look at those colors. Do you want to hold those up close, Al, for the girls? The girls and all the guys they're with. How are you guys out there? Okay, hold that up. Al loves lips, don't you, Al? Yeah. Look at those colors. Shea butter. Um, what's it? What else is in the
So pretty.
what else? Oh, co shea oh yeah, shea, cocoa and avocado butters. Cocoa and avocado butters. I swear when you put it on, you feel it, you taste it. It's so great, so great, so great.
And that beautiful color comes from, again, it comes from minerals or it comes from
Yeah.
berries, it comes from oranges.
Well,
So
that
you're not, when you're eating lead and artificial colors, you think about how much we've consumed. That's what Suzanne's talking about, that toxic buildup. So she found a way for herself to have less toxins, and that's why she puts her name on it and passes it on to you guys.
and I will tell you what I uncovered in all the books that I've written about lead. Lead accumulates in the body. And when lead gets into your body, it goes, I think I'll go rest in the bones. Okay. So now you don't even realize it. You got lead in your bones from the pipes in your house, from the city water, which they haven't kept the pipes clean. And so you don't even know that you've been accumulating lead in your body. When you get older, like my age, Alan's age, and you have a fall, don't fall. That lead from whatever bones you've broken releases into your bloodstream. You know where it goes? It wants to go right up to the brain because all of the bad guys want to hang out in the brain. When it gets in the brain, here's what chemicals do in the brain. Remember this. Have this visual. Whether you're using, chemicals in your makeup or in your food or whatever. When chemicals get in the brain, and that's where they want to go because they love fatty organs and the brain is the fattiest organ at 65% fat. The brain itself, the hypothalamus and the pituitary have to shrink to move out of the way to make room for the chemicals over here. The more chemicals you take in, lead, the more the brain has to shrink. The more chemicals, the more the brain has to shrink. Now, think about what's an epidemic today? Dementia, Alzheimer's. What's an epidemic in younger people? ADD, ADHD, OCD, dyslexia, dyspraxia, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not saying I have an answer. I'm just saying, wouldn't it be better to not use products that want to make their way into your brain? And so you've got, okay, it's just lipstick. I'm just talking about lipstick. But the lipstick doesn't have lead in it. And the lead is ultimately down the road not going to serve you well. That's all I'm trying to say. I thought I said that well.
You
You
did.
did.
You did.
Suzanne has several other colors of lipstick too.
Yes.
You can check at
Yeah, they're all
SuzanneSummers.com.
great. They're all
Now,
great.
if you want to
Antique rose. Hold up the sign, Alan.
would be a good time for your
I don't need a microphone to do that.
No.
handy sign.
Right. Show the sign.
25% off cosmetics. Promo code PRETTY25. Okay.
There it is. If you like more of the warmer tones, like Suzanne's wearing caramelized peach, there's also a beautiful color called Coral Crush.
Oh, that's a great color. And berry pop.
In the cooler tones, like there's a color called Berry Pop,
Berry
which is a
pop.
little bit more pink and a little cooler.
And then antique rose, which is not my color. But antique rose looks good on Caroline.
A little shimmer in it.
Mm-hmm. We're sure proud of our products. I love our evenings with you. I love our cocktail parties. This is how I get to talk to my daughter-in-law 3 times a week.
Are you talking with a full mouth?
I am, but I
No one can hear what I just did.
I have a lot of people commenting on my rooster last night because I made a cock joke and it's
oh,
they're talking about my joke.
oh, wow.
What was the joke?
I made an attempt. Well, I made a rooster last night. When I was at the market in Italy, I asked him, which is the best chicken, and he said, "Oh, this rooster." He said the flavor's incredible. The skin is so yellow, it looks like there was something wrong with it because we're used to the skin being white in poultry now, in America at least.
What's that about?
I've never made a rooster before.
No, I have not either.
It was delicious. It was delicious.
We had roosters when we had chickens in Palm Springs. I loved having chickens, and they would lay eggs every day, and we'd go out and pick our eggs.
And we had 2 varieties of ducks, and one variety were just really bad ducks.
Bad ducks, yeah.
Because they would wait. This is incredible. I've got video. They would wait until nightfall, and then they would hop on top of the duck, the lady duck who was sitting on her eggs, and rape her.
Yeah. Well, males.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it in your male DNA that you would do that to us ladies?
Your DNA.
Well, I'm just talking. You're a male.
How do you know that isn't just how they had sex? Like, is that?
Because I talk to them. I talk to these people.
Oh, he's a horse whisperer, whatever animal it is.
I'm a duck whisperer.
Interesting.
Al actually has a real animal connection. I've seen it over and over and over. Remember those cows in France?
He does.
Yeah, he does. And these cows just took to Al, and they came up to the fence, and they were all over him. But I had the relationship with the elephant. Oh my God. I love Tanya. I'm going to write a children's book about Tanya the elephant at some point. Tanya and the showgirl. Tanya was my elephant at the Las Vegas Hilton, and I was the star of the Moulin Rouge. Imagine what a pleasure and a privilege. And her dressing room was next to mine, and we would make our debut on stage. She had a saddle that matched my gown, and I had a big jeweled headdress, and she had one that came over her nose. And oh my God, this elephant was so human. And at the end of the evening, when I'd be getting undressed and taking off my makeup and everything, Tanya the elephant would come out of her dressing room next door, come over to our dressing room, wiggle through the door. She didn't know she was big, knowing that on our coffee table we had the whole vegetable platter. And she would just, with her trunk, just like take up all those vegetables. And then on Christmas and her birthday each year, we gave her a bottle of vodka. And she would take in her trunk the bottle of vodka and go glug, 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 glug. And somebody said, how awful. I went, you know, for an elephant, a fifth of vodka is like a glass of wine for us. Oh man, did she love that vodka, didn't she, Ellen?
And then she followed it up. I would go to the bakery in the hotel
Yeah.
and steal 2 loaves of bread.
Mm.
And she would knock off 2 loaves of bread. But after she would eat the fruit and vegetables on the tray inside the dressing room, she would fart.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Glue until you
Yeah, in the elevator with Tanya farting. Oh my God, yeah. Uh, and she was only 8 years old. I don't know what like 28-year-old farts sound like, but 8-year-old farts are like, whoa.
kids in school miles away would hide under the
But she and I would go up the elevator together. She'd come over to my dressing room mid-show because I would do the opening with Tanya, and then I'd do my opening. And then mid-show, I'd go out and do my 40-minute show. And Tanya would listen up. The stage was above us. She would listen, and she would know when our music cues were coming up. She'd come over to my dressing room and dance in place and dance in place. And I'd be doing mascara. I go, we're fine. We got time. We got time. I'm talking to her like she's a human. And then finally she couldn't stand it anymore. I go, okay, we're going. And we'd go out the dressing room door. She'd wiggle through. We'd get into the elevator. When we got up to the stage, one floor up, she'd go over to the wing and listen to like the music that was playing. And I'd be talking to the kids backstage, and she'd come over to me and dance in place and dance in place and get down on one knee, like, get on my back, get on my back. I had the most human experience with this person, Tanya the elephant. One of the best friends I've ever had in my life. On my day off, and I worked 6 days a week, 2 2-hour shows a night. I was exhausted. You know where Alan and I would go on the 7th? We would go.
You work 7 nights.
Well, that's till you changed it and you went and saved my life because I now weighed 98 pounds. But when we got down to a 6 day week with 2 2-hour shows every night, on the 7th day, Al and I couldn't stand it. We'd go over to her house and we'd go visit her, and she'd be in her barn and she'd be so excited to see us. And she had a shower where she'd bump into it and take the shower all over and then roll in the mud and roll in the mud and then run around her barnyard and then run up to us like she was going to crash into us and then stop. She had great humor. To know an animal, we all know with our animals, to know an animal is a privilege in life. To know a huge animal like an elephant is something I'd never had experienced before. And I'd always thought, because I live on all this property here, that one day that I would bring her here, but she's no longer with us.
But instead of Tanya the elephant, she got me.
You're my favorite elephant.
She feeds me every night.
Well, you said you don't want any protein tonight. So what I made for you tonight was mashed potatoes, amazing pan drippings and turmeric gravy, 3 or 4 different vegetables, and you can have all that. You don't have to have any chicken.
Okay, so we'll just drink the gravy.
Oh, I wish I could have your mashed
Yeah, it's really good.
Use the gravy for the
potatoes.
Yeah,
mashed potatoes.
yeah, I love mashed potatoes, and I'm Irish.
That's my dinner.
Yeah,
Mashed potatoes.
yeah. No, I already thought it through.
Swim it in gravy.
That's what you're gonna have. You're gonna love your dinner tonight.
Okay.
Because of my injury, I eat protein 3 times a week, and I eat carbohydrates that I normally don't eat, but I want potatoes every night. I put on 5 pounds last week. I was really glad. I'd like to put on another 5 pounds this month, and I'm on my way. I'm almost there. And man, have I learned about love and God and gratitude. That's what I've learned. I'm sure there's a bigger lesson in all of this, and I'm sure there's a book, and I'm sure when that time is right that's the book I will write and share with all of you. For all of you who've had injuries, and I'm not alone, my injury compared to what some people have had to experience is nothing. And whenever I have a moment, and I don't have many, of poor me, and I swear it's a nano moment, all of a sudden up on the screen, because I've got television on all the time, is the Wounded Warrior Project. And there's a guy by the name of Frank Siller, and he asks for $11 a month to be able to buy houses for the families of the wounded warriors who, if you don't have arms or legs, reaching the sink is hard, reaching the cabinets is hard, reaching the pots is hard. They have rethought everything in these houses so that these wounded warriors can live a quality life. And if they didn't make it, if they died, then the family gets their mortgage paid. It's the most incredible thing. It's kept me from having even a moment of self-pity this year. You know, I wake up every morning and I think about all I have. I have you. I have you. He has been so great to me through this whole experience. I have my children. I have Caroline, my daughter-in-law, who I frankly chose. And and I have this you, all of you out there in this great business, and your belief in me, and that you know that I have your back, and I do. I get it. And I think all this was supposed to be. It's been hard. It has not been easy, but I'm learning and growing, and I am and will be a better person as a result of what I've gone through this year. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Wow. Okay.
Well, thank you. That's so
Yeah.
beautiful.
By the
Suzanne
way,
is back Friday night, guys. Suzanne and Alan Friday night at Big Al's Bar.
Yeah, we'll be at Big Al's Bar.
By the way,
And that's Formal Friday. Get dressed up. Wear your earrings. What?
who was that couple
What couple?
we used to watch every morning? Okay.
Oh,
And
Tammy.
Tammy
And not Wynette. Tammy, yeah, the evangelist. Yeah.
the husband and the wife, right? We used to watch it every
hmm
morning,
hmm
and it was great. It was great. Watch a parade every morning.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Are we, are we turning
No,
into?
no. Mine comes from truth.
I know.
Mine comes from
I
total
know.
truth
I know.
and gratitude. Gratitude, when you live in gratitude, it leaves little room for anything else. Good night, everybody. I love
Right.
you.
And the camera guys, I gotta
Good night. I love you, Caroline.
Good night, guys.
Go to bed, honey.
I love you.
I love you too.